So another quick thought. I have never seen so many gossip channels, and I have never seen, well, also, this is the age of social media, right? There was no social media when I was growing up. Maybe you had Jet Magazine and different tabloids at the supermarket, which my mom didn't buy. And I didn't see a lot of, I don't know, initially I didn't see a lot of Afro women buying uh, gossip magazines. I can't even think of the names of these magazines, but I remember when I started working in corporate America, and one of my vanilla counterparts would be reading these magazines. I think there was one was called Star or something like that back in the day. Now we've got World Star Hip Hop and all these other things. What changed? Because I became familiar with, I don't know who put me onto this, a charm school that I went to years ago. I just enrolled myself as an adult into a charm school called Ophelia DeVore. Shout outs to Ophelia DeVore if any of you know her. She was, I think, maybe one of the first that I know of black charm school, many years ago. And she was put in place for Afro women and chocolate women. So when you start doing modeling or you got the opportunity to be in other circles, you knew how to handle yourself and you had some home training. Maybe perhaps if you were away from home and you didn't have an adult chaperone, right? Back in the day with my mom, and they came up, they had chaperones to different kinds of events, or if you were a singer or an entertainer, or you're a church girl and then you started singing secular music, they had chaperones, right? And so at one time, being an entertainer was something to look up to, because if you think of the days where people had a TV, and maybe this generation can't relate, well, folks had one television and they sat around the television and they were waiting for Jesse Owens to run, or finally when an Afro person got to a space where they or in front of the world stage and got to showcase our talents, everybody was tuned in, because that person, we understood that one person that made it to the Olympics or made it on a stage in front of the big screen, they were representing. If you think of Nat King Cole, again, I don't know if this generation is aware, but back in the day, celebrities that didn't have access, when we saw them, there was a sense of pride. So entertainers were really they had a standard of dress. You would never see their clothes hanging off their backside. They were just as more of a sense of pride, and we were very clear that this person represented our collective. Today, though, with everybody having access, and I have access, everybody having access, everybody can be a star, everybody can express and be what they want to be, and target a particular art audience. I'm amazed at how many. I have never seen so many gossip channels. I've never seen so many grown adult male gossip channels where the audience is primarily, there's some male in the audience, but it's primarily women. So it makes me think, no offense, and I really don't want to offend you, I'm just looking at a pattern. Like, who is providing and protecting if we have hours of time to follow from one platform, I noticed, to another. People go on one social media platform to another with their following, and of course their advertising dollars, because there are commercials that come on in between. So I follow the money trail, right? The critical thinking, moving forward. Have never seen so many gossip channels, and so very clear that these televisions are these screens are like little personal TVs that you can have, pull up whatever you want. It just makes me wonder about standards for ourselves. More so gossip. Now I can see if we're learning lessons, but the hours we're spending in gossip, I think it's actually kind of practical. I think that watching all of these gossip channels is easy and more entertaining. It's like an opiate, and it makes us feel better when we can look around at other people's lives and we don't have to get uncomfortable with the sweat, uncomfortable in the garden, uncomfortable doing the things we don't feel like doing, uncomfortable with measuring accountability and lack of accountability. We can be comfortable in fantasy because it feels good, and we're using our imagination for fantasy. However, we're not being encouraged to visualize what we want, and I don't think we realize that just like with fashion and TV, someone else is setting the standards and saying what the standard is going to be. You know, we're leaving it up to somebody else, and the script is being, we're leaving it up to somebody else, and someone is profiting off of us. So I don't know. I wonder. You know, you can respectfully comment what you think, because folks have a massive following, and it's primarily just around gossip. You know, what somebody's wearing, what somebody else is wearing, a celebrity who their life is not real, and it's a little snippet of their life. It's not, for the most part, it's not real. What does that have to do with who we have to be in order to get another level of a result? Y'all let me know what you think respectfully in the comments. Create a great day.